Mid-quiet. Quiet season, age 10. And we can use VODs. I don't have to click. Those are the parents. Dice looks at his feet and pretends not to notice you. Well, we did not make a friend. Dice is kind of mad at us, understandably. Sharp whistle interrupts your thoughts. Hey, Solana, Mars calls out to you. Come here, I have a job for you. You walk over to Mars, who's sheltering from the snow under the ship's overhang. So gross here, she complains. This spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh. Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out there in all this weather, she continues. Since you're running around and all, could you fetch them for me? Okay. Good. He claps. She's probably just down the hill near our quarters. Mars sighs. She's scared to take more than a few steps from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets. Tammy is staring obliviously at the sky, smiling to herself. She startles as you approach. Oh, hello, Solana, she says, putting her hand to her chest. Do you need something? I'm here for Mars's soy sweets. Tammy smiles at you. Oh, it's so nice of you to help out Mars. He's a very important person, you know. She hands you a box wrapped in pink and yellow scarf. One order of mango soy sweets made fresh this morning. Please tell Mars that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to nano print it for me because it's so dusty here, but I think I'm getting used to it now. Tammy smiles again and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears. Mars is so cool, she says fondly. Sometimes she can be kind of bossy, but I know she really cares too. Mars, you bitch, come here. Give it here. I do not have the persuasion. Here it is. You can get some loyalty. You hand over the box of soy sweets with a smile. You're such a good sidekick, doing everything I say. Bitch. She opens her box and hands you a soy sweet. Your tip, she says. Oh, an administrator seeks looking for someone to do delivering jobs for the depot. She says, I don't want to do it because, like, ew, running around out there? No. Just go through there, she says, and I think, and tell them I referred you. I am not telling them she referred me. I do not have toughness or organizing to do some of the stuff right now. Command is a warren of long hallways with doors off to tiny nondescript offices. Everyone you pass seems to be hurrying or off to do something important. End of one hallway opens into the supply depot, which works as both requisitions office and general store. Beyond it is a cavernous warehouse stacked high with supplies from Earth, now being gradually unpacked and distributed. We cannot apply to delivering supplies yet. Open the notice board. Colony food short haul, negative 100% low. Colony security rating evaluating. Upcoming event, we'll be hosting our first annual Vertumnalia festival during the second month of Dust. Chief Administrator Seek. Notice, take precaution outside the colony boundaries. Xenofauna has been sighted in the area. Survey teams are investigating. Current Council Administration. Governor Edcott Command. Chief Administrator Seek Command. Chief Security Chief Rhett is Garrison. Chief Engineer Instance Engineering. Chief Cultivator Lulu Geoponics. Chief Steward Antecedent Quarters. Chief Surveyor Melatonin Expeditions. Crazy. Alrighty. Oh, rebellion. So we have a rebellion like relationship with the adults and the colony government. Dude, there's different ways to do this, and that's crazy. Anemone is bumping a sports ball with her wrist and keeping it in the air. Heads up, she points and bumps the ball to you in your direction. Look out, a ball, it's flying towards you. Bounce it back. +1 toughness. You bounce it back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep it going. Anemone tells you about the new sports ball court, a proper regularization size court, way bigger than the little 0G one on the stratospheric. Her brother Combe is coaching the junior sports ball team this year. He's so great, she says. He's good at everything, especially spiking. He's coaching me to play awesome like him. You should come join us. Small team led by security chief Rhett was enough to keep the peace on stratospheric. To stay busy, they also ran the exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here on Votomna, the garrison has expanded fast. They're building a huge wall around the colony and have an outdoor firing range and a big covered dojo. And best of all, a regulation-size sports ball court. We could pick that for our thing. Actually, let's I would give some bravery, some toughness, friendship with Anemone, and stress. I think we could really do with some toughness. Hello, throbbing power. A noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs and medbay. You know the routine to keep to your classroom well. But the rest of the wing is off limits to children. Congruence, the ship's onboard AI beams down. Don't forget to study hard, Solana. We could do humanities. We could do some more life. Now, what is our choices over here? The ship's quarter of where everyone sleeps, eats, and hangs. Private bedrooms are small. You share one with your parents, so colonists spend most of the time in the big common area. The lounge and cafeteria and creche where all the little kids and babies are raised communally. And relax and lose 100 stress. You'll get a friend. You'll +1 friendship with Tammy. You can forget a memory. Optional. Still got stuff to say, Tammy? I see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance lounge. You've known her well for your entire life. Your study partner. She was awful, just awful at Earth history. She thought Europe was the name of an English queen, and the Pacific was a famous ceasefire treaty. Facts go into one of her huge ears and back out the other. No matter how hard you tried, she never seemed to improve. Her ears perked up hopefully when she sees you. Hello, Solana. I was hoping you could help me with some homework. Of course. Oh, thank you. -1 the reasoning, but +2 friendship with Tammy. You spend a couple hours trying to teach her the difference between exothermic and endothermic reactions. One makes heat, one absorbs it. Why is this so hard for her to understand? The thing is, Tammy never loses heart when she fails a test or gets an answer wrong. It's inspiring, even though sometimes you feel like you get dumber after studying with her. Aw. Rude. Father. Hello, my little potato, your dad exclaims, smiling warmly. What have you been up to today? Just hanging with my friends. That cow's a good boy, and have you seen Anemone? He's been out by the garrison playing sports ball. I think she spent every day outside since we landed. He chuckles to himself. Guess that's what happens when you've got enough brothers to make your own sports ball team. He breathes deeply and slowly looks around Votomna. Votomna is magnificent, isn't it? You nod. Seasons! He throws his head wide. I missed seasons. Back on Earth, it got much, much colder, and the snow wasn't half as pretty as our spark snow. He sighs, stretching. You just wait until dust season. Both the suns will be high in the sky, and it'll be real hot then, you'll see. Leather. Find your mom hard at work setting up the greenhouses with a small construction crew. You've seen the plans pinned to the wall of your family's quarter for years now. These geodesic domes will house the more delicate plants from Earth: spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. She takes a swig from her canteen as you approach. Looking for something to do? She asks. Remember, Solana, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we've landed. You can decide how to spend your time, so as long as it's productive. She points at the engineering wing in the back half of the severed frame. Professor Howe is still expecting you in class, but well, a well-rounded education includes a practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here. She claps her hand on your shoulder. I've got another minute. Anything you need to know? What's going on in command? I think Seek said they need someone to deliver supplies from the depot. They're also setting up a shop there if you got some kudos to spend. Of course, that's where Captain Udicott, mean Governor Udicott works. But you shouldn't bother her. She's a busy woman. She doesn't have your mother's patience with kids. You try not to giggle. Your mother isn't usually known for her patience. What's the garrison? Security Chief Red is organizing a sports ball team. You used to play, didn't you, back on the ship? It'll be different here with the planet's gravity. All the adults in the colony, Rhett and your mom, are the most like soldiers you'd see on the Holovid. For a moment, you think your mother is going to suggest something else. Then she shakes her head. You're too young for defense training, so don't worry about that yet. Just enjoy yourself and stay out of trouble. Can I join expeditions? Oh, you're too young to leave the colony. It's dangerous. She shakes her head. Your father would be worried. There's so much we still don't know about the world out there. Let the adults find out. Then maybe you can join them in a few years when you're older. She gives you a stern look. This isn't going to budge on this one. For now, stay in the walls. What are you doing, geoponics? She looks down and nudges at the sprout growing between her feet. It's green, the color of earth plants. Doing our best, but it hasn't been easy. We just hope the potatoes and corn can handle the weather here. She glances up at the sky. I hear rain like it rains like hell in the wet season. She takes a long look at you up and down. You're going fast, Solana, but you're still too young for real farming. Instead, well, a lot of soil that needs to be hauled. Seeing your disappointment, she nudges you on the shoulder. Don't pout. It'll help build those muscles. You'll need them now that we're out in the real world doing real work. Out here, we have to rely on our physical strength. She flexes her biceps. Your mom is really strong. What's happening in engineering? Al's teaching classes on life science, engineering, and humanities. If you pass all your tests, maybe he'll let you work there in a few years. Your father thinks you're old enough that school's optional. I don't agree, but I'll be honest with you, she says, gesturing with the fields. We do need every pair of hands we can get. If you want to work with me here in geoponics, I'd suggest studying life science. If you don't have a good grasp on biology and ecology, I'm going to stick you on shovel duty. Not shovel duty. I said duty. All right. What can I do in the quarters? If you need a break, you can visit the lounge and see your friends, but I don't want to see you lounging all the time. You need to work hard. Okay, bye. I can shovel dirt. That will +3 toughness, +1 friendship with cow, +5 kudos, and +15 stress. Greenhouses have different biomes inside, growing plants from earth that might belong in a desert. Yeah, I think I've read all this. We'll shovel dirt. Your first day in the glorious world of agricultural soil conveyance. Oh boy. Good morning, Solana. Looks like you're working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you because you're my kid. She walks you around the geoponics wing and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste, and equipment from one place to another. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow towards you. Now, any questions before you start? Where do I move it again? From over there, points to a dirt pile, to over here, an identical pile 10 meters away. She sees your confusion. We had some very precious soil from Earth on the ship, full of nutrients, bugs, and bacteria in our plants need to grow. But it was lost in an accident. Now we have to make more from scratch using Vertumnus soil. This is part of this process. Why not use hydroponics? On the ship, we grew most of our plants with their roots in the water. And it's true, it's more hygienic that way, Mother says. She brushes an insect off her arm and lets out a loud squeak of objection. Well, hydroponic systems use too much energy. Here we have to grow as much as we can the old-fashioned way. Let's get to work. That's my kid, she says, slapping on the back. You stumble a little bit. So you add some stress, but plus toughness. I'm at 70 stress right now. Your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted. And good somehow. You can feel your muscles growing already. Be quiet, toughness, shoveling dirt. Do giggling, calm temperament, stress cry, cow's strength. Super goal! You win, so we get an extra on the toughness. Instead of 4, it's instead of 3, it's +2. We get 6 kudos because we got the best score. So we didn't get the best score we possibly can on the first one, but now we know. So we got -3 stress. So we're 82. This week you have been you had a few more bouts of deja vu, remembering so someone else is about to say or just do before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. This morning you were sure Professor Hal was going to trip on the uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. He even told Mars to watch. He didn't, though. As Professor Hal walked away, his hash browns safe for the day, Mars called you a liar and a dummy. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with stuff that you know can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you've never met. You're holding hands with someone you love. You're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into a colony recycler. Everything seems familiar, but when you try to recall their faces when you wake up, they're smeared in your memory like wet paint. What if those things haven't happened yet, but they will someday? Anytime you tell someone they think you're playing a trick, or that you're sick, or you need to go to medbay, you eventually decide to stay quiet in your strange dreams. Why? You don't want people to worry. Your parents have so much on their minds already. You have a feeling that something is happening at Geoponics that they don't want you to know. You don't understand it, but when they come home at night, they look really sad. You don't want to make that worse. If you just keep going to classes and staying out of trouble, it'll be easier for everyone, yourself included. Mid quiet. Late quiet. Quiet season, age 10. There's Cal. Cal is riding around the geoponic guard on his hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden shuddering stop on the rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off, but catches his balance before he eats dirt. Hi, Solana. Real ground is way harder to hover than ship floors. There's bumps everywhere. Goblin, there's no way you're only 37% goblin. We'll have to adapt. Yeah, things are always actually way better than better planet side. I'm 100%. Yeah, you're 100% a stinky butt. Hovering outside is rad. Look at this. He runs over to a small depression in a nearby hill and presents it like something amazing. Look at this. It's a skate bowl. Ooh, can I try? Sure, but please be careful. Mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one. You take turns riding around the bowl, trying to get up enough speed going down one side to come back on the other side. You don't land any tricks. It's hard staying on the board with uneven ground, but still fun. What you doing, Lex? We got some friendship with Cow and +1 the toughness.
Help!
I was just trying to be Dice's friend instead. Stuff. For an Outlast stream? Ooh. Tangent is hunched over hollow palm, frowning and poking angrily at the air. She speaks without looking up at you. Professor Howe wants us to prep a list of native flora with pictures. There should be a catalog on the Colony HoloNet, but I can't find it anywhere. I'll help you find that catalog. I will say if you see the pinned message, there is a list, of course, of warnings, content warnings. And it seems like you can definitely do your own thing and change, like, go your own route, which is really cool. You launch your own Hollow Palm and start searching for the colony's HoloNet archives for a list of autumnal plants and animals. 10 minutes later, you find it buried under survey logistics in the expedition net. Anemone passes by and pulls a face at the two of you. Hey, hollow nerds, she shouts. School's over. Come play sports ball in the sunshine. Tan just rolls her eyes. So we have right now 20 out of 100 empathy. We have only 3 out of 100 persuasion, 3 out of 100 creativity. We have 10 out of 100 biology. We have some 8 out of 100 toughness, 10 out of 100 animals. Right now, I'm not going to read everything because I think some of it right now is the same stuff. Register for engineering classes. We need more reasoning. Life science would be what we want from that. So yeah, that list of stuff right there. I put a content warning because I want people to be knowledgeable of what the heckin's going on. No, accidentally pulled up my own stream. Expeditions. You step cautiously through the colony gate. Hey there, kiddo. Uncle Tonin blocks your way with a smile. I'm afraid expeditions is off limits for now. It's not safe out there for kids. You better toughen up so you can join the squads when you're older. You need 20 toughness or greater. So I'm brave enough. I'm brave enough with 20 bravery, or I'm tough enough with 20 toughness. View the map. On the information window, pop up with the Hollow Palm when you get closer. Alrighty, so there's Prozac Plains, Valley of Vertigo, nearby, Resting Ridges, Sapaquasit, I can word, Swamp. What about the plains? Lie far to the north of the colony, where the higher elevation and natural tilt of the planet makes bromidic snow fall more regularly in every season. Though prone to sudden storm flurries, the plains are a relatively safe place to explore, filled with mostly herbivorous xenofauna. Vertigo is a low-lying trench to the east that dense with pollen-producing trees. That's a wide variety of edible food there. Both plant and animal products, leading to some of the explorers calling this place the breadbasket of Vertomna. There are a number of animals here that geoponics would be interested in domesticating. The West Resting Ridge. Tongue-tying region is the broken spine of the planet, home to both dizzying heights and abyssal lows. It's always hot and arid here, no matter the season. Traversing the steep chasm is dangerous, only to be done by those with sufficient glider training. However, there are some interesting ruins here to explore. And the swamp. It's vastly boggy wilderness, here to dangerous animals and hazardous weather conditions. Exploration in the area is only to be done with extreme caution. Alright, what about the bestiary? Float cow. Xenolevis bovidae. These cumbersome-looking creatures are actually lighter than air due to high helium sacs on dorsal and ventral sides. Careful balancing of helium and urine allows them to control their elevation. They produce a salty, high-protein, milky substance for feeding their young that is also nutritious for humans. Hopi. Common hopi. Xenophilus monopodus, a communal creature with two disparate sets of eyes and one strong foot used for both locomotion and defense. Though harmless, these small warriors can be fierce in groups. Manticore. Xenophilus tyrannus, a high-intelligent predatory. Their plumage changes according to the season. Their body is composed almost entirely of dangerous weapons. Do not approach. Okay, that is new. I'm looking at shoveling more dirt. Tammy brought Cal a beaded bracelet. It's too big for his wrist, so he wears it looped into a strap on his clothing. Ever so often, you catch him fiddling with and smiling. You wonder if he knows his crush is visible from space. Get to work. Late quiet, toughness. Looking for more difficulty? The harder card challenge options will keep you on your toes. Want to focus on the story? This will replace future minigames with a quick coin flip based on your age and skill. You can change either options anytime from the setting menu. I like these kind of games. I like that we get a chance like this. So the goal is 12. We get +1 from the medallion. Super goal! So we hit the max thing we could do. So, yeah, so we got all of the zeros together, which gives us a bonus. So, boom. Worked well this month. Toughness. Got more toughness, we got some kudos, we got some less stress. I'm thinking we honestly probably could, if we really tried, we could do 2 more things of toughness and we could actually probably get in the expeditions. Early pollen, age 10. He doesn't really want to talk to us. I am stressed. Nemini is running around the sports ball, touching court, touching her hand to the ground at each corner. 18. She counts 19. When she reaches 20, she collapses on the ground and checks her hollow palm. I'm training, she explains. My big bro Comb says I have to get my legs acclimatized to the planet if I'm gonna be a team captain like him. I don't think I think I do have to take a rest. So we're gonna relax in the lounge. It is a long, well-lit hall among the outer hull of the ship's midsection. It's strewn with tables and cushions and serves as a communal living room for the tiny one-room spaces every family is assigned to. You flop down in the lounge's big bean bag pile with some of the other kids. Cal has a dazed, peaceful look on his face. The air smells so good on Vertumna, and so does the dirt even. You notice his clothes are filthy, but obviously Cal couldn't care less. Anemone bounces in. Holy crap, there's so much space to run around and play in. Coleman Chief Rhett set up an outdoor sports ball court, and it's way huger than the old one on the ship. Tangent carefully selects one cushion from the pile and perches on it. The school's expanding some of the empty engineering bays, she tells you, and we're getting a big new lab to do experiments on local resources. There's so much to learn about this planet. Anemone rolls her eyes, but Tange continues. We couldn't forget our studies just because we've landed, she says primly. I want to explore the jungle. So you got some rebellion and some friendship with Dice. So Lana is right, you hear over the shoulder, and you started to find Dice standing right behind you. God, when did he get there? So you see those huge beasts in the jungle as we were landing, Dice said, picking at a thread on his sweater until it unravels. Wonder if there are more out there. You've had less deja vu dreams come to life feeling this week, and you're starting to think you've imagined it. But suddenly you get a prickling sensation in the back of your neck and remember that Mars is about to enter the lounge and tell everyone to look outside. You stare at the door. She walks through it as if on cue. OMG. Everyone look outside. They're hoisting a flag over command. And you know what that means, right? She stands tall with her hands on her hips. Vertumna is officially humanity's first exocolony ever. You look out at the flag, feeling dizzy, silently mouth the words on what she says next. You remember this moment so well. This is history, kids, she exclaims, wrapping Anemone and Tangent under each arm. And we were there. Relaxing, we took the month off. So we get crawling. Which one do you want to forget? Crawling or wondering. I don't want to get rid of either. You wake up from an afternoon nap. You squint into the pink tinged light slanting through the windows. You must have fallen asleep in the lounge. Tammy's shadow falls across your nest of pillows. Oh, I'm sorry, Solana, she says, giggling. Didn't mean to wake you up. It's just so nice outside with the pollen sparkling in the sunlight. I just want to open the windows. You rub your eyes blearily. Ugh, you were having the weirdest dream. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Sedan is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go study the creche first. Then I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay? She skips off to the creche. I don't want any candy. Ugh. Candy? No thank you. You're not kidding anymore. You curl up and go back to your nap. You're relaxing in your family's quarters after dinner. Your mom had to run off to some kind of council business, so you and your dad are playing a holo game together. When you're about to head off the bed, your mom returns. You can tell from the defeated slant on her shoulder that something's gone terribly wrong. Your dad starts to ask her what happened, but she waves him off and approaches you. She sits down and takes your hand and holding it between two strong, dirt-seized ones. Solana, sorry to have to tell you this. She starts, her mouth quivering as she swallows, working on the next words. There was an accident this afternoon in the crash. Your classmate Tammy has died. Well, fuck. You try to understand her words. Tammy dead? That's not possible. Ask what happened. Your mom tells you simply that she was killed by electroshock from a broken holo projector. It was just an accident. You press her for an explanation. A little girl is dead.
Help!
Someone you grown up with, someone so much like you. She wasn't sick or anything. You just saw her this morning. She was right there. Why? Your mom's eyes are sad and she tells you sometimes there's just no reason why. You aren't used to dealing with death and you don't know what you're supposed to do. You sort of mumble okay, then go change and crawl into bed a full hour before your bedtime. You try to fall asleep, but you toss and turn for hours. That's fucking fair.